Thanks for your patience. This has been a bizarre. We've had 3 false starts so far with this show. It's the Krishna Lite show, episode number 3. I guess third time is unlucky. First 2 times was perfectly seamless presentation using my iPhone, but I made the mistake of starting off today with the desktop, thinking it would do just as well. Big mistake. The microphone in the desktop is really bad. The connection is bad. It was, the image was just flicking on and off in front of me, and I'm trying to remember this poetry and do this rap and have all this huge distraction right in front of me. And then a message came up, do you want to stay or leave? And I hit leave, and then it automatically interrupted the broadcast. So I went up to the temple, got the phone stand, set it up here. Then I'm trying to do horizontal, but it's telling me to rotate it. But I rotated it several times, and I could tell something's wrong because your comments were coming up sideways. So I'd rather have the horizontal format, but that's just one thing that's not going to go right today, apparently. We're going to have to do it this way, and then I've got a week to try and work all the bugs out. But one mistake I'll never make again is trying to do it from my desktop. So we started the earlier show, and unfortunately, if you were with us before, the only thing I know to do is to just go back and redo what we did before. And the reason for that is that we're going to download this and post it as a complete integral section on YouTube. And so if I don't do the whole hour over again, it won't be complete like the first 2 are, and like the future ones hope to be. So anyway, it's good for me because one of the main purposes of this show is that I get to practice the rap songs. So here we go again. Sorry, Mala. Hope you like this song. This is by MC Yogi from an album called Ganesh is Fresh. And we do this because Ganesh creates auspicity in the beginning of any endeavor. Ganesh is so fresh, chilling on his throne, surrounded by incense, fruits, and gold. With heaps of sweets piled up at his bowl, he guards the gate and protects the threshold. When you're blessed by Ganesh, you can conquer birth, disease, old age, and death. Because he paves the path that leads to the soul, and he's known for removing all obstacles. Now, some may say it's mythological, illogical, or philosophical, but with Ganesh, anything's possible because elephant power is unstoppable. He's the son of Shiva and Parvati with an elephant's head and a big fat body. He uses a snake as a rope to hold up his pants. He rides on a mouse and he loves to dance. He's a lord of creatures, possessed of divine features, attracts the minds of genuine true seekers. God of wisdom, beloved of children, known for protecting the homes that we live in. He writes the pages that the sages love to chant, dripping with knowledge like nectar so we can comprehend the ways to transcend. Sing a Jai to Ganesh, the yogi's best friend. We pray to Ganesh to remove the stress and to take us to a place that's blessed. He unties the knots that confine our thoughts. He breaks up the blocks. He dissolves the walls. He unlocks the door to our inner core. He picks us back up off the floor. He's the benevolent elephant, super intelligent, dedicated to Ganesh, son of Parvati and Mahesh, because he's so fresh. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Om. 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 High in the Himalayan peaks lived a goddess named Parvati. She was the wife of Lord Shiva, king of yogis and destroyer of demons. Shiva liked to do yoga deep in the forest, far away from the world and the things that lure us. When Shiva went away, Parvati stayed home, often feeling sad and alone. One day she prayed and wished for a son that she could play with and have fun. Next moment, to her surprise, a beautiful baby appeared before her eyes. Parvati could hardly believe her joy. The gods had given her a beautiful baby boy. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Om. 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 Fast forward a few years, Parvati wanted to take a bath. So she asked her teenage son to keep an eye on the path. He stood at the door just like a guard, so that no one could come into the yard. Wouldn't you know it, at that moment Shiva returned, not realizing that his wife had given birth. He saw the boy and asked him to move. Not knowing his father, the boy refused. Now Shiva's all truth, conscious, and bliss, but he's crazy when he's angry, so don't get him pissed. Feeling distant, dismissed, he started a rumble, an epic struggle right there in the jungle. And out of nowhere, Shiva's trident went chop, cut the poor boy's head right off. When Parvati heard the noise outside, she came out to find that her boy had died. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Om. 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 The demigods quickly rushed to the scene as soon as they heard Parvati scream. She turned to her husband with tears in her eyes and painfully explained how the boy was her child. When Shiva realized the size of the mess, he became upset, stressed, and depressed. That's when Lord Brahma came up with a plan. Let's find another head so the boy can live again. Shiva said, we'll take the first head that we can find. We need to hurry because we're run out of time. In the jungle, they met an elephant, a wise old being who attained enlightenment. He bowed to the demigods and offered his head. They took the elephant's head back to where the teenage boy lay dead. Shiva put the elephant's head on the young boy's body. First it looked funny and even ungodly. But Parvati said it fit like a glove, truly a face that only a mother could love. When Shiva saw that his son was refreshed, he embraced him and he called him Ganesh. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Om. 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 Ganesh so fresh, chilled on his throne, surrounded by incense, fruits, and gold. Heaps of sweets piled up in his bowl. He guards the gate and protects the threshold. When you're blessed by Ganesh, you can conquer birth, disease, old age, and death, because he paves the path that leads to the soul, and he's known for removing all obstacles. Now, some may say it's mythological, illogical, or even philosophical, but with Ganesh, anything's possible, because elephant power is unstoppable. Son is Shiva and Parvati with an elephant's head and a big fat body. He uses a snake as a rope to hold up his pants. He rides on a mouse, and he loves to dance. He's a lord of creatures possessed with divine features, attracts the minds of genuine truth seekers. God of wisdom, beloved of children, known for protecting the homes that we live in. He writes the pages that the sages love to chant, dripping with knowledge like nectar so that we can comprehend the ways to transcend. Singing Jai to Ganesh, the yogi's best friend. We pray to Ganesh to remove the stress and to pave the way to a place that's blessed. He unties the knots that confine our thoughts. He breaks up the blocks. He dissolves the walls. He picks us back up off the floor. He's a benevolent elephant, super intelligent, dedicated to Ganesh, son of Parvati and Mahesh. Here's the Ganesh because he's so fresh. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Om. 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 I bow to Shiva with love and respect. I invoke him with this slogan because I'm open to connect. In devotion, because he's always in effect. In deep meditation with a snake around his neck. He's a husband of Parvati, Mahashakti. He rides the white bull, the vehicle Nandi. He's the father of Ganapati, Mr. Mahadev. The Ganges flows down from the crown of his head. A crescent moon rests right next to his dreads. He's a god of the dead, covered in ash. The smile on his face and his compassion's vast. He lives in Mount Kailash, also known as his Himalayan home. And in the shape of a lingam, he's a rolling stone. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo. The Shiva Shankar, the yoga master, also known as Nataraj, the cosmic dancer. He's a lord of destruction, the god of disaster. If you don't invite him in, he's the party crasher. The old school mystic is Krishna dualistic. He shifts my mind from a place that's materialistic to a place that's more holistic. He's a magnetic ascetic who makes my soul shine. He awakens a snake at the base of the spine. Third eye wide open in yoga pose. He focuses my mind so the petals unfold. In deep concentration with breath control. He worships Lord Vishnu by chanting his names. As the Ganges flows to the sea, his bhakti drains at his lotus feet. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo Om Namo Shivaya, the flames get higher as the corpse gets burned on the funeral pyre. The soul never dies, so we won't expire. When it's time to die, just take off this attire. Exhale to let go of selfish desire. May my soul aspire to shine brightly like Shiva Nataraj, whom I admire, dancing on a demon in a burning ring of fire. Mahadeva said that you're pure auspiciousness, also known as truth, consciousness, and bliss, creating, devastating, transformating. You save the whole world when you swallow up the poison. You destroy bad habits, ignorance, and greed. You practice compassion, detachment, and peace. To the Lord of meditation who lives in the Himalayas, to the King of all yogis, I offer these prayers. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo. 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 I bow down to Lord Shiva with love and respect. I offer these prayers because I'm open to connect. In deep devotion, because I know he's always in effect. In meditation with a snake around his neck. He's a husband of Parvati, Mahashakti. He rides the white bull, the vehicle Nandi. He's the father of Ganapati, Mr. Mahadev. The Ganges flows down from the crown of his head. A crescent jewel rests right next to his dress. He's the god of dead, covered in ash, with a smile on his face and his compassion is vast. He lives in a place called Mount Kailash, also known as his Himalayan home. And in the shape of a lingam, he's a rolling stone. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo. Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya Namo. Our program, third official Krishna Lite show has begun. And part of that is me reminiscing about the good old days in Australia. I left America in 1967 when the Vietnam War was raging. And I spent some time in Scotland, England, Canary Islands, spent a year in a kibbutz in Israel, spent 6 months in France, and went overland to India sometime in the end of 1969. And then finally I met devotees in Australia in the beginning of 1970. I had never intersected with the chanting of Hare Krishna. Prabhupada came to America, the movement got rolling about 66 or so, 67, but that was a time at which I was no longer in the country. And I had not encountered Hare Krishna in America. I'd been traveling 3 years independently, didn't intersect my path at any point in time. And I met devotees, and just so happened that the temple they'd rented in Potts Point in downtown Sydney was just walking distance from the apartment that Christine and I rented. And we would go to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday philosophy talks by Upendra, and of course the Sunday feast was a must. And then Krishna consciousness, the whole thing was laid out for me. And eventually I became a devotee, obviously. But reminiscing, backtracking, I realized that the first time I heard the chanting of Hare Krishna in this lifetime was in Calcutta. The cheapest place for a single traveler on a budget to stay was the Salvation Army in Salvation Army Hostel in Choringi. It's just a big dormitory room with lots of beds, very cheap. And the mild temperatures outside, 75 degrees, so there were bars in the window, but the windows weren't closed. And I had just picked up a copy of Autobiography of a Yogi on the street, and I was fascinated by it. It's one of those books that you read from cover to cover in one sitting. So some other Americans who shared the dormitory room with me had gone out and gotten some instruments, some kartals and little cymbals and all. And they said, we're going to go out and find some locals and chant with them. You want to join us? I said, no, I'm really interested in continuing to read this book. So they left, and apparently it wasn't long before they found a local group with whom they could join in chanting, because within 5 or 10 minutes I heard wafting on the evening breezes. What I thought at the time was Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Lama Lama, Dalai Dalai, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Lama Lama, Dalai Dalai. Of course, I didn't realize at the time, but so fast forward again, I went to Thailand for a month, spent some time in Malaysia, Singapore, which is where I met Bhai Bhavya Christine. We traveled independently to Australia, and then we met devotees. I met Upendra downtown Sydney early in 1970. But when I was in Bali, I had rented a hut on Kuta Beach for $30 a month. Haven't been back to Bali since then, but I heard now that Kuta Beach is all 5-star hotels, and you can't spend a night there for less than $300 a night. In those days, there were a line of primitive but very comfortable stone huts for $30 a month. And the people that rented the hut next to me were Californians, and they chanted Hare Krishna every night. I don't think they were practicing devotees, but I would go over and sing Hamaha mantra. So it was the first time was in Calcutta, second time was in Bali, and then of course I met the devotees in Sydney, Australia, and became more actively, and you might say, consciously involved. So this is from a book called The Great Transcendental Adventure. It tells about the beginnings of Krishna consciousness in Australia, and it coincides with the history of Vaibhavi and I becoming devotees. We arrived in Australia with 1-month tourist visas and ended up staying 5 years. So we couldn't in good conscience leave Australia when everything was just starting and getting off the ground floor. So we stayed for 5 years. But this is the very beginning, talking about the 2 first missionaries who arrived in Australia. Their name was Upendra and Ballymartin. So this talks about their discovery of Sydney's version of the Hyde Park. It's called Domain. It's a vast, well-kept expanse of parkland dotted with sprawling old fig trees near the city. The Domain was well known as a, quote, park for the people, where for years thousands had flocked to watch cricket matches and military reviews. More recently, the Domain had been host to protests against the presence of nuclear bases and Australia's involvement in the Vietnam War. Within walking distance of their small temple, it came alive every Sunday afternoon, offering instant crowds that eagerly gathered around anyone who had something to say. Philosophers, evangelists, political activists, and popular heroes would proselyte atop ladders in the same way as in Speaker's Corner in London's Hyde Park. As the devotees arrived each week, dozens of speakers would already be standing atop ladders and boxes. They promoted a vast array of doctrines: creationism, rationalism, pacifism, republicanism, to name but a few. Fundamentalist Christians with banners proclaiming, "You must be born again," and "The end is nigh," vied for attention with other real and quasi-religious preachers. Communists and anarchists stood beside Irish revolutionaries and old Aboriginals singing songs. While members of the Flat Earth Society displayed their pamphlets and posters, other groups held placards proclaiming, "Populate or perish," "Keep Australia white," "Say no to the yellow peril," "Dagos, wogs, and wops," and even "Kill a commie for Christ." It was definitely a wild scene down there at the Domain. And nobody was wilder than Webster. So here's a paragraph dedicated to the most exuberant, ebullient of all the speakers. And he was the one that would attract the biggest crowds because he was just so outrageous. His name was Webster. One especially popular speaker was Webster, an intense and loud-mouthed man who amused, taunted, and verbally assaulted his audience with a seemingly endless array of pseudo-intellectualism, philosophical hodgepodge, and sexual innuendo. Until the devotees started coming, Webster would regularly draw the biggest crowds. The devotees soon began to give him stiff competition, much to his chagrin. After chanting and addressing the crowd for some time, Upendra or Ballymartin would extend an open invitation to the crowd to return with them to the temple for a Sunday love feast. The devotees would then walk back across the grasslands, followed by an assortment of hippies and free spirits, past the wharves and up the staircase on the cliff face that led to the quaint old temple in Potts Point. Upendra, an excellent cook, regularly spent Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning preparing an assortment of tasty dishes: rice, vegetables, salted peanuts with raisins, buttery halva, and thick, cold sweet rice. These were served to guests in small tablespoon-sized quantities. On special occasions, Upendra would prepare sweet balls, gulabjamans, just like Srila Prabhupada had shown him. He would stay up late Saturday night, slowly deep frying the small balls in ghee on a low heat until they had turned golden brown and full. Then one by one he would lift them out of the ghee with a slotted spoon and soak them in black, thick sugar syrup. Upendra took pleasure in informing the guests that Prabhupada had named the sweets ISKCON bullets because they are weapons in the war against Maya. Srila Prabhupada had originally adopted the name Love Feast back in 1966. Prabhupada had told the devotees that such feasts for the public should become an important part of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. As he had explained many times, food offered to Krishna becomes spiritual, and whoever eats the prasadam receives great spiritual benefit. So Krishna's mercy in the form of delicious prasadam became a regular weekly event in Sydney. This triggered a couple of memories for me. One is, Upendra was a great cook. Now, Ekadasis are 2 times a month, 11 days before the full moon and after the waxing moon, when you're not supposed to eat grains, and you have the option of fasting altogether from food, and there's at least one Ekadasi a year where you fast from food and water. So it's a time of austerity. But we were new devotees, and Upendra loved to eat himself. So he figured that we wouldn't do well with an austere diet on Ekadasis. So the bottom line for Ekadasi, Dasi means 10 and Eka means 1. So it means 11th day, calculated with relationship to the moon. And so Upendra managed to cook without using grains, because that was the bottom line. You couldn't eat any grains or beans on Ekadasi. So Upendra used to come up with these incredible mouth-watering feasts. So in America, when devotees would think of Ekadasi, they would think of a day when they would tighten their belt, chant extra rounds, not shave, and do austerities. But when we would think of Ekadasi in India, it was a time for feasting with baked potatoes, slathered with butter, sour cream. In those days, there was a sweet called Simply Wonderful. Prabhupada had named it himself. Someone made a sweet with lots of powdered sugar and powdered milk and put raisins and nuts in it with some ghee and pressured it into a ball. And when Prabhupada tasted one, he said, "Oh, this is simply wonderful." And so they were known as Simply Wonderfuls from then on. Also Upendra had a way of frying raisins and peanuts in ghee very lightly and salting them, which was delicious. So Ekadasis were an occasion for feasting and not so much for fasting for the devotees in Australia in the 70s. Another memory this triggered was Upendra was our chosen man to go up on the ladder in the domain and speak. He was really quite good, very articulate, and perhaps the most important quality for speaking at the domain was not being perturbed, unflappability. Because if the speakers were outrageous and loudmouthed and insulting, the crowd also liked to reply in kind. So it was a lot of give and take, and none of it was particularly polite or what you might call high society. One day after I'd been coming to the temple for some time, and then I think moving into the temple, I don't even know if I'd moved into the temple at this point, Upendra was going to go to Fiji and start into the temple, and I was driving him to the airport. So I asked him, "Who's going to be in charge of the temple while you're away?" And nobody even knew if he was coming back. And he said, "Well, I thought you would." I was just flabbergasted. It never occurred to me in any way, shape, or form. And that's another story. But what it meant was that now I was the designated speaker every Sunday at the domain. I had seen Upendra do it. I had admired him. I could not picture myself getting up on the ladder and fielding all those insults, being able to take it all in equanimity and think of retorts to all of their insults and things. But at heart, even the most insulting member of the crowd was, they were seeking. It was perverted, but they were seeking. And of course, the verbal ones weren't the majority. The majority of people were just there to learn and soak up the atmosphere as best they could. So I don't know what was in my mind the first time I mounted the ladder, but I felt very unqualified. And what I learned in short order, it's really interesting, is that the hecklers are your friend. And the louder they heckle, and the more of a ruckus they make, the better it is for you. So quickly I learned this lesson right off the bat, that don't be intimidated by the hecklers. The louder they are, the more raucous they are, the angrier they are, the bigger the crowd gathers. People might be over listening to another speaker, and then they hear this commotion around the Hare Krishna ladder. So they leave that speaker, and they're curious to know what's going on. You know, they're attracted to whoever's making the most noise or wherever there's the biggest potential for trouble. You know, I would get questions like, "Excuse me, mate, looks like a pigeon shot on your forehead there." That was the level of responses and call-outs that would come from the crowd. But no matter how off the wall or how apparently insulting the comment would be, the art of public speaking in a situation like that is to take a kernel of truth, which is always there, wherever there's smoke, there's fire, and run with it. And having a big crowd is a golden opportunity, of course, for any preacher or evangelist of the Krishna variety or breed to give forth. And so I've always learned that secret, that when you have a docile crowd, it's going to be a small crowd. But when you get a ruckus or potential ruckus, a heckler, then that's when you have the opportunity to preach to many, many people. All right. So part of this show is me practicing rap songs on the subject matter of spirituality. Why would I want to do that? Well, we have the Festival of Colors, and the Festival of Colors is an event which is geared mostly to young people. And after doing the Festival of Colors for many years, we do 7 in 3 states annually. Of course, it's all on hiatus right now. But I realized that as the announcer in the Master Ceremonies, you get through to young people, not just young people, but everybody else, with some poetry, some music, and some rap music as well. So in the last year or so, instead of speaking or preaching, I get the same philosophical points across with rap music. Some of it I compose myself, some of it's from MC Yogi, some of it is from a book by Kalakanta called The Rap of God, which is a rap version of the Bhagavad Gita. And this happens to be from that. I took his book and then kind of reworked some of the slokas, and this is what I came up with, okay? In the Bhagavad Gita, Song of the Supreme, Krishna streams to his team member Arjuna, the cream of all the devotees. Arjuna, the things you do every day, the gifts you give, and every tasty veggie dish, offer them to me with love and see your soul enriched. A cup of water makes me smile, though I could drink an ocean. Flower, fruit, and leaf are fine if they're offered in devotion. Keeping me in the center, your karma will never interfere, because loving devotional service is the dharma of the spiritual atmosphere. I don't play any favorites. Everybody gets what they desire. Men and women, high and lowly. If someone aspires to me in bhakti, I'm very inspired. Even if you mess up a time or two, I won't make any complaint. Just rise up again, you can still shine like a saint. The undiluted souls, Mahatmas, know reality, and feeling my protection, the flow of their affection comes to me. They sing my sacred names with voices sweet and stake their rightful claims at my lotus feet. I see, maintain, and shelter all. I am the seed of everything. I am everyone's best friend, the beginning, the middle, the end. Arjuna, tell the people boldly, Krishna devotee never dies. Men and women, high and lowly, everybody's equal in my eyes. Anybody who comes to me will never be denied. Bhakti Yoga will set you free. Success is guaranteed. Think of me, become my devotee, and you will live with me eternally. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And here's a few verses from the Bhagavad Gita in the actual Sanskrit. Madmana Baba Madbhakta Madhyagi Mam Namaskaru Mame Vasisi Satyam Te Pratijana Priyoshime. Patram Pushvam Phalam Tayam Yome Bhakti Prayachiti Tadishnama Paritam Ishnama Pariyatatmanam Yad Karosi Yadishnasi Yazdahosi Rasi Yatavashasi Kantiha Tad Karishur Madarpanam Sarvadharman Parityagyam Mamekam Saranam Aham Tam Sarva Papibhyo Moksyasi Mahasuchaham Yatre Yogeshwara Krishna Yata Parta Dhanodya Yata Striya Vidyopati Gupanitir Matamama Ham Savasi Parva Mata Savam Parvarditam Iti Mata Bhajantimam Buddha Baba Samamitam. Sri Krishna, your pure charisma, your flute playing is so intoxicating. Singing your song down in Vrindavan, chanting the gopis and all the devotees, pleasing the hearts of all the bhakti yogis. In a trance you dance the divine romance of Rasa Lila with Radharani. In the Bhagavad Gita you teach us bhakti. Your divine pastimes are so sublime. They fill the heart and refresh the mind, just like the monsoon gives relief from the lingering heat. You lifted a mountain with your little finger. You're the sweet butter thief known as Baby Gopal. You're the killer of Kamsa, the lover of Radha. Your complexion's dark blue like the ocean. I offer my devotion with all of my emotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Your eyes are sweet, your face is sweet. Your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet. Your loving heart is sweet, your walking is sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Your words are sweet, your personality is sweet, your garments are sweet, your posture is sweet. Your movements are sweet, your surroundings are sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Your flute playing is sweet. Your footprints are sweet. Your hands are sweet. Your feet are sweet. Your friendship is sweet. Your dancing is sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Your singing is sweet. Your drinking is sweet. Your eating is sweet. Your sleeping is sweet. Your rupa, your form is sweet. Your tilak, the mark on your forehead, is sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Your deeds are sweet, your adventures are sweet, your thieving of hearts is sweet, your loving relationships are sweet, everything that's offered to you is sweet, your countenance is sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Your necklace is sweet, your flower garland is sweet, your river Yamuna is sweet. Her rippling waves are sweet, her waters are sweet, her lotus flowers are sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. The gopis, your cowherd girlfriends, are sweet. Your leelas, your pastimes are sweet. Your meetups are sweet, your adventures are sweet, your sidelong glances are sweet, your manners are sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. The gopas, your cowherd boyfriends, are sweet. The cows are sweet. Your walking stick is sweet. Your unlimited creation is sweet. Your heroism is sweet, and your victories are sweet. Everything is completely sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Those were 8 verses called the Madhurastakam. 8 verses of sweetness, and written by Madhvacharya, 15th century. And here it is in the original. Adaram, Madaram, 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 Nayaram, Madaram, Asadam, Madaram, Meridiam, Madaram, Gamanam, Madaram, Madaradi, Paterakaram, Madaram, Vacharam, Madaram, Charitam, Madaram, Vasanam, Madaram, Bamitam, Madaram, Charitam, Madaram, Brahmatam, Madaram, Madaradi Paterakaram, Madaram, Veno Madaro, Reno Madaram, Panimano, Paro Madaram, Netam Madaram, Sakyam Madaram, Madaradi Paterakaram, Madaram, Itam Madaram, Pitam Madaram, Bhaktam Madaram, Saptam Madaram, Rupam Madaram, Tilakam Madaram, Madaradi Paterakaram, Madaram, Karanam Maradam Taranam Maradam Haradam Maradam Ramadam Maradam Bamitam Maradam Samitam Maradam Maradadipatyarakadam Maradam Gunjam Marada Mala Marada Yamanam Jim Vichim Maradam Salinam Maradam Kamadam Maradam Maradadipatyarakadam Maradam Gopi Marada Lila Marada Yuktam Maradam Muktam Maradam Justam Maradam Sistam Maradam Maradadipatyarakadam Maradam Gopa Marada Gabo Maradam Yastir Maradam Sistir Maradam Daritam Maradam Paditam Maradam Maradadipatyarakadam Maradam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Sri Krishna, your pure charisma, your flute playing is so intoxicating. Singing your song down in Vrindavan, chanting the gopis and all the devotees, pleasing the hearts of all the bhakti yogis. In a trance you dance a divine romance, Rasa Lila with Radharani. In the Bhagavad Gita you teach us bhakti. Your divine pastimes are so sublime, they fill the heart and refresh the mind, just like the monsoon gives relief from the lingering heat. You lifted a mountain with your little finger. You're the sweet butter thief known as Baby Gopal, the killer of Kamsa, the love of Radha. Your complexion's dark blue just like the ocean. I offer my devotion with all of my emotion. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. In the Bhagavad Gita, Song of the Supreme, Krishna streams to his team member Arjuna, the cream of all the devotees. Arjuna, the things you do every day, the gifts you give, and every tasty veggie dish, offer them to me with love and see your soul enrich. Cup of water makes me smile, though I could drink an ocean. Flower, fruit, and leaf are fine if they're offered in devotion. Keeping me in the center, your karma will never interfere, because loving devotional service is the dharma of the spiritual atmosphere. I don't play any favorites. Everyone gets what they desire. So if someone longs for me in bhakti, I'm naturally inspired. Even if you mess up a time or two, I won't make any complaints. Just rise up again, you can still shine like a saint. The undiluted souls, Mahatmas, know reality. Feeling my protection, the flow of their affection comes to me. They sing my sacred names with voices sweet and stake their rightful claims at my lotus feet. I see, maintain, and shelter all. I am the seed of everything. I'm everyone's best friend, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Arjuna, tell the people boldly, Krishna devotee never dies. Men and women, high and lowly, everybody's equal in my eyes. Anybody who comes to me will never be denied. Bhakti Yoga will set you free. Success is guaranteed. Just think of me, become my devotee, and you will live with me eternally. Paturam pushvam palam tuyam, yome bhakti para, tadishnama paradam, shnama paradatman. Yad karosi yadishnasi, yazdavosi dasya, yadavasasi kantaya tad karushvararpanam. Ham sarvasya parvo mata sarvam prabhatate matva vijanti mam, buddha bhava samanmidham. Mata paratanam yat kinchirasti nanjana, mahitaramidam sarvam, sutri mana ganayavam. Manmana baba madakya, majigi mam namaskaru, mame vasisi satyam te pradijano priyoshime. Yatra yogeshwaro Krishna yata partadhanadya yata striya vijaya vitir dhruvaniti matam mama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Right, thank you. You're listening to Krishna Lite, episode number 3. We started off with the Ganesh song and a Shiva song by MC Yogi. This was my reworking some verses from Kalakanta's The Rap of Krishna. We also threw in some verses from the Bhagavad Gita in the original Sanskrit. And then we added the Madhurastakam, both English and Sanskrit, from Vallabhacharya. Now we're back in the great transcendental adventure, story of Krishna consciousness getting started in Australia, which is also myself and Vaibhavi's story here. So we actually enter the scene. This is the third week we've been reading and commenting on this book. So this is the moment that you've all been waiting for. When Chris and Christine visit the temple for the first time. And this is written by Kormadas. Christopher Warden, an outspoken, intelligent young American, along with his girlfriend from the north of England, Christine Flynn, had recently arrived in Australia on a world tour via Indonesia, hitchhiking through Darwin in Australia's tropical Northern Territory. They had spent some time in Townsville, working in a youth hostel. We had no money by the time we reached Townsville. We hitchhiked from Darwin down through Tennant Creek and Alice Springs and then east to Townsville. And we stayed at the cheapest place that we could afford, which was a youth hostel there. And being so low in money, we were looking for work, and we got to talking to the owner of the hostel. And he said he needed some gardening, some landscaping, and he would be glad to hire me. And Bobby's standing right there, so she's like, she was a big feminist in those days, still is as far as that's concerned. But she puts her hands on her hip and says, well, what about me? And I think he'd offered me minimum wage, whatever it was at that time, maybe $6, $7 an hour. And he said, I'll pay you $4 an hour. She looked at, if looks could kill, she looked at him like fire was leaping out of her eyes, you know. She says, get lost. He said, you'll pay me the same as him. So he couldn't say no, so we both got jobs for $7 an hour. And we enjoyed ourselves there. He gave us free room and board plus wages, and I don't remember if there was food there. So we worked there for about a month or so and got a little kitty worked up, and it was quite pleasant. Ever been to Northern Territory? It's tropical, rainforest area. Quite delightful, in fact. So then we spent time in Townsville living in a youth hostel. Then we hitchhiked down to Sydney. Now, this is an interesting story also. We hardly even read from this book because there's so many triggers here. In fact, I think I'll not need to read anymore. But we were hitchhiking from Townsville to Sydney, and we weren't having much luck. So what happened was, we came to this gas station, and we hadn't gotten a ride for the longest time. So I said to Bobby, I said, I'm just going to go in the gas station. I'm going to ask people who are filling up if they can give us a ride towards Sydney. So there was a single man there, and I went up, and I said, you know, we're trying to get to Sydney. Would you be willing to let us jump in and give us a ride? And I hadn't noticed it when I was approaching him, but as soon as I started to interact with him, he seemed extremely nervous, furtive almost. And, you know, after going through all kinds of calculations in his head at warp speed, he said yes. So I thought, well, that's great. Although there was just something niggling in the back of my head that there's something off about this guy. I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, we jumped in the car, and we're going down it wasn't a highway in those days, just a 2-lane road all the way down the East Coast where most of the population of Australia lives. So we had the radio on, and we get this report about a robbery that had been committed north of there, an armed robbery, and everybody should be on the lookout for a single man in a brown car. And we're like, okay, now I know why he might have possibly given us a ride. So no sooner had this news report come on than he pulled off to the side of the road, and we didn't know, you know, what he was going to do. Fortunately for us, all he did was said, get out. So we didn't linger, we didn't argue, we didn't oppose him. We got out, and then he drove on. But, you know, thinking back on that, that might have been a very, very close call. All right, so how would you like to hear another song by MC Yogi to finish out our program today? This is a song from an album called Give Love, And in fact, when we finish our lives and we appear before our Creator, He's not going to ask us about our bank balance or how high we worked ourselves up into the company or how athletic we were. He's going to ask us, did you learn to love? That's what we're down here for, to love. And if anybody is giving that signal, it's Krishna. I mean, come on. Brahma's creating universes. Shiva's destroying universes. Vishnu's maintaining universes. Lakshmi's working. Indra's providing rainfall. Everybody's working except for Krishna. What's Krishna doing? He's playing on his flute. He's calling us into a loving relationship with him. He created each and every one of us not to be a manager, not to be a husband, not to be a father, although those are important in this material world. But in the spiritual world, those roles, such as they are secondary to our prime function of just loving Krishna and being loved by him. We love God. We give our might, whatever such as it is we have, to God, and he gives his unlimited power back to us. Now, Krishna is not directly involved in any management. Planets are flying through the air at thousands of miles an hour without crashing each other. Sun is rising and setting according to Krishna's schedule. Seasons are changing. All that's conducted by Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and various expansions. But Krishna is sending a signal to us when he stands there on the altar with the flute to his lips. That he's not going to get sucked into management. He's not going to get distracted even for a moment. He's there for us. He's waiting for us. He hankers for us to go back home, back to Godhead. And so the question that you're going to get asked is, did you learn how to love? Horizontal love is, did you learn how to love your fellow living beings? Not only humans, but animals. They're all spirit souls, part and parcel of God. He loves them equally, and you should reflect his unconditional love to all living beings. And the other kind of love is vertical love. That is the love between you and your Creator. So a success or failure of our life here on earth, or lives here on earth, will be, did we learn how to love? And we will have to continue this sojourn on earth until we get that point. And the only thing that will break the cycle and the bonds of karma of repeated birth and death is love. Love of our fellow men and love of God. And so this is a song by MC Yogi that talks about love. We use it in our color festivals, and I added a verse of my own in the beginning and the end. So you'll see that. Hey Color Nation, peeps gathered all together. Doesn't matter your station, doesn't matter the time or the weather. We gather to love one another, celebrate our interdependence, giving out lots of free hugs, tucking each other to our chests. We don't need no drink or drugs to believe that we are the best. You are great beyond measure, each and every one of you, a precious living treasure. Always remember and never forget, what you give is what you get. If you want love, you gotta give love, give love, give love away. Give love, give love, give love away. Hush, little darling, don't you cry. Every little thing's gonna be all right. Don't you worry, don't you be afraid. Every little thing's gonna be okay. Open up your heart. Break the chains. Turn the key and open the cage. Love will always find a way. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. If you want love, you gotta give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Love is the best medicine. I shine like Edison whenever I let it in. Love is the power that transforms this coward into a champion. When you're lost, love is sent to remind you, offering signs and providing guidance. Love is infinite, unlimited, and timeless. Just look inside your heart is where you'll find it. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you gotta give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love, give love. Give love away. Love is the answer, love is the key. Love is the glue between you and me. So open up your eyes and you will see. Love is the thing that'll set you free. Love is the remedy. Love is the cure. Love is the only thing that will stop the war. It's what everybody's looking for. And what in the world are you waiting for? Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. If you want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love to your brothers. Give love to your fathers. Give love to your mothers. Give love to your sons and your daughters. Love your sister and all your friends. Shine your love in all directions. Giving and receiving is just like breathing. Living to give love gives life meaning, because love is righteous and it might just save the world from the global crisis. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Throw your arms up if you know what the time is. Open up your heart and let it shine the brightest. Love is all we need to get by. Love is all we need to get high. Open up your wings and let your love fly. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Hey, Color Nation peeps gathered all together. Doesn't matter your station. Doesn't matter the time of the wedding. We gather to love one another, share the planet respectfully. We all sisters and brothers celebrate our interdependence. Giving out lots of free hugs, tucking each other to our chests. We don't need no drink or drugs to believe that we are the best. You are great beyond measure. Each and every one of you a precious living treasure. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Hush, little darling, don't you cry. Every little thing's going to be all right. Don't you worry, don't you be afraid. Every little thing's going to be okay. Open up your heart and break the chains. Turn the key and open the cage. Love will always find a way. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love. Give love away. Love is the answer. Love is the cure. Love is the thing that'll stop the war. It's what everybody's looking for. Then what in the world are you waiting for? Love is the remedy. Love is the key. Love is the glue between you and me. Just open up your heart and you will see. Love is the thing that sets us free. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Give love. Give love away. Love to your brothers. Love to your fathers. Love to your mothers. Love to your sisters and your daughters. Shine your love in all directions. Giving and receiving is just like breathing. Living to give love gives life meaning, because love is righteous and it might just save the world from the global crisis. Always remember, never forget. What you give is what you get. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. You want love, you got to give love. Give love. Give love away. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, thanks for being with us for our third episode of the Krishna Lite Show. We had a few false starts by trying to get it going on our desktop, and that didn't work because the microphone was very bad and the connection was causing the image to flicker in and out. It's extremely distracting for me. So I went up to the temple, I grabbed the iPhone stand, and we're getting consistently a much better quality of a production right from our iPhone version number 7.5. So moving forward, we won't depart from that. Next Saturday at 1 o'clock, we'll be back with the Krishna Lite Show, episode number 4. In the meantime, this evening at 5:30, we're going to be talking in the temple room, giving a motivational, inspirational talk. The title is How to Keep a Cool Head. Maybe we'll see you again for the second time in one day this evening. If not, keep well, keep safe, keep spiritually enlivened. Hare Krishna.